Good morning, everyone. My name is Tim Wilmot from Wizard Systems, and thanks for joining me this morning for this presentation to show you the capabilities of Workbooks CRM, what areas of your business it can focus on, how my company, Wizard Systems, can help you with your CRM project there. Now, we run these short presentations every Friday, focusing on different aspects of Workbooks and CRM. And today, as well as a general look at Workbooks, I'll take you through the sales quote capability of Workbooks. Now, this call will be about half an hour or so in duration. It's just a basic session. Everyone uses CRM in different ways. Everyone's got different requirements, I'm sure. And I wouldn't have enough time this morning to go over all of the extensive features and capabilities. So after the call, if you want to explore Workbooks in more detail, between us, with you and your colleagues, we'd love to organize more of a one-to-one session with you where we can obviously go over your specific needs. Now, also on the call today, we have some people who I know are already trialing Workbooks, so they pretty much know, of course, what it looks like, basic things it can do. So excuse me if I'm going over some old information some of you may know, but I just need to consider those people that are on the call that have not seen it at all. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. Your microphone is on mute. If you've got any questions, please type those into the questions section on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end. Now, this call is being recorded. Afterwards, you'll receive an email from our system. You may get it over the weekend or Monday with a link to the presentation, which obviously you can play back at your leisure, and we'll most likely pop it up on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so let's get started. As I normally do, just a brief mention about my company, Wizard Systems. All we do is CRM, and we've done it a long time. We've implemented well over 3,000 systems all over the UK into different types of companies, from sole traders right up to much larger implementations. On the whole, we generally focus on working with small and medium-sized companies, helping them go about how they sell and market and provide customer service in a more efficient way with low-cost, easy-to-use software solutions. Now, Workbooks is a cloud application, nothing to install. You can be up running really quickly. We do have clients that we do have existing customers that have set it up themselves, teach themselves how to use it. There's lots of resources out there to help you. But we're here on hand, should you need us, to provide help, assistance in any part of the implementation to, for example, transferring data, customizing Workbooks to your requirements, integrating it with other applications, providing training. We can train you, we can provide a trainer at your premises, or you can come to us. We're based just north of Bristol. We cover the whole of the UK and further afield. Plus we can do online training as well in a very interactive way. And finally, ongoing support. We have a nice, friendly, responsive help desk service here ready to answer your questions. So in working with you, what we want to get at is what do you want out of Workbooks? What issues are you looking to resolve? What objectives are you looking to achieve? Are you replacing an older legacy CRM system? Are you just starting up in business and you recognize you need something to help you with business development? Are you wanting to do better marketing, track sales and quotes more effectively? Partly what we're going to be talking about today, acquire more customers, improve customer service, or improve time management, or maybe a combination of all of those. And really what we want to try and get at is once you've implemented Workbooks, maybe after a few months, we'll be able to look back and maybe measure how successful we've been with the Workbooks implementation, maybe actually put some ROI, some figures onto that as regards increased sales or reduced cost of sales or cost of marketing and so on. So what is Workbooks? Well, it's a central, easy to use, affordable solution for managing information about the people that you're selling or servicing, your clients, your customers, your interactions with those people as well, to really help you share information and work more effectively as a team. Now, there's some marketing tools in there as well to help you be more targeted with your communications to those people. Unusually for a CRM system. Not many other CRM solutions can do this, but we have integrated a sales quote capability that I'm going to take you through this morning. So if you produce quotes there, we can do all that in the one central system. And then there's an option thinking about what happens to the quote. What happens when the customer wants to order your products and services? How do you do that? Do you do that in another system? Do you do it manually in Excel or whatever? You can do that in Workbooks as well. Now there's two editions of Workbooks. When you sign up for Workbooks proper, there's two choices you have to make. You either go for, well, in fact, you can do mix and match. There's a CRM edition and there's business edition. Now CRM edition does all the normal CRM things you'd expect, plus the ability to create sales quotations. And business edition will do all of that, all of the above, plus the ability to create orders, invoices, credit notes, purchase orders to suppliers, record customer payments, a bit like a mini financial accounting system in a way. So there's the choices you've got, CRM or business, and you can mix and match these two together. So for example, if you're 5 users altogether, you could have 3 people using the CRM edition and 2 people on business. Now they're priced differently, these two editions. I'll cover pricing at the end and some of the options that we've got for you. Both editions will track customer service. We actually feature this on one of our Friday presentations. So if you've got service people there, customer support people, help desk, technicians, engineers, anyone that has to service client requests, they too could be using Workbooks, thereby improving teamwork in your company so that the support people know what the sales people are up to and vice versa. Now, as well as Workbooks being a great productivity tool, it's a management tool as well. It's going to help you manage your business and help you make decisions, which I'll cover some of that in my presentation. And it's a UK system, 100% cloud, as I've said, nothing to install. It's very, very secure, a level of security that most small businesses could not afford on their own. And very reliable as well. Last year, we had an uptime of 100%. It's always going to be available for you wherever you are and on whatever device. So just focusing on some of the key aspects of what I've just mentioned there, just focusing in a little bit more detail on some of those before I dive into the demo proper. So at the heart of any proper CRM system, of course, is a database of your leads, your prospects, your customers, your suppliers, all of the business contacts you deal with and the people you deal with are in this ready-made database. Now, it's very customizable. Shortly, when I show you the system, the screens can be changed by you. No programming required. It is so easy to do. And also you can deploy different security levels as well. So if you have a need for hiding information or making it read only from certain individuals, you can do that as well. You're managing all of your activities with Workbooks as well, your reminders, your tasks. It controls your working day. When you log in the morning, you have an activity list in front of you of all the tasks you've got to do. They're linked to client records. They're associated with client records. So as you're doing them, you're building up a wonderful history of all the activities and communications that you have with that client. Now, we link with any email system out there. We've got some rather nice integration with Outlook and Exchange. So as you send out your emails, they're being copied into the Workbook system. As you receive an email, that too can be copied together with the attachments against the client's record. You still have a copy of it in your email system, but a faithful copy. You can see it exactly as it was in the other email system, Gmail, Yahoo, whatever, in Workbooks. Now we can access Workbooks on any device. We have a mobile app included. It'll work with any browser. It'll work on Apple Macs, tablets, whatever device, all included in the subscription price. Now you may be doing some marketing right now, email marketing for example, and that's very much a core element of what Workbooks does as well. And we can, before we do any marketing, before we set up the system, we can import data easily from other applications. So if you've got data right now say in Excel or Outlook, you can easily move that data into Workbooks and get working on that information via its import capability. And the flip side of that is export. Anything you put into Workbooks, you can get out of the system whenever you want to. Another way of inquiries coming into your company may be via a form on your website. Well, this is again part of Workbooks. You can create a form in Workbooks. In fact, there is also an option for creating a customer portal if you want to have some kind of rich website that allows your clients to log on and share information with you, register for events, for example. That's very much a part of Workbooks. Workbooks does all that. But at a simple level, you can create a form and someone can fill in their details, hit the submit button, and that becomes automatically a record in the Workbook system. And furthermore, with some automation and workflow, it can alert you to this new lead. So first of all of your leads are being recorded 100%, and you're able to respond. You're being alerted to these new leads as well. Nothing slips through the net with Workbooks. So before doing any marketing exercise, whether it's a newsletter, some event you're doing, you create a list. You create a list in Workbooks based on any information that you've got in Workbooks. You can find all of the people or contacts that have this common information and create that list and then upload it to, we actually integrate with Workbooks with 3 very popular email marketing platforms. MailChimp is probably the most popular one out there, but we also link with Constant Contact and .mailer. Now my company, Wizard Systems, we're also a training center for MailChimp and Constant Contact. So if you want any help on how you go about your email marketing campaigns, we can assist you with the setup of your information on either MailChimp or Constant Contact and how you design emails and different send options and dashboards and reporting as well. But basically with Workbooks, we have a 2-way link. So you create your list in Workbooks. That's uploaded to MailChimp. No need to export or import data. It's so easy to do. MailChimp will create a nice looking email, will deliver the email, and then importantly with the integration back in Workbooks, you can see against a client's record what emails they were sent, what did they open, what did they click on, observing hard bounce, and opt out and unsubscribe information as well, all visible to all of your Workbooks users. And we do focus on that again on one of our Friday presentations, so stay tuned for that. And there are some recordings up on our YouTube channel as well of previous presentations. So a CRM system is sometimes all about managing processes in your business, for example the sales process, and that's very much what we want to focus on this morning, is how you go about doing quotes to customers. And you can produce some nice looking quotes with Workbooks, which after all, I mean, a quote is there to help a customer make a decision on your products or services. So it's got to look nice. You've got to get the quote out quickly in a timely fashion. It's got to be accurate. It's got to have all the relevant information, as I say, to help the customer make a decision to buy your products and services. Now also in Workbooks, you can store your price list in the system. If you regularly get updates of pricing from different suppliers, they can be imported using that import feature I mentioned previously. Import those prices in there. You can define any number of quotation layouts for different quote situations, whether you need a very short, brief quote or a more longer, more detailed quotation. And very much a part of the sales process is tracking the opportunity, the inquiry, the job, the project. You can call it what you want to. You can relabel loads of things in Workbooks to give it your terminology if you're not happy with the standard wording that it gives you. So the opportunity is like another dimension to Workbooks, another screen, where we can record in more detail what we're hoping to supply to the customer. And these quotes that we're doing, they're updating that opportunity. So as you do multiple quotes against an opportunity, it's all being updated automatically for you. So no need to type in information twice. And if you're using Business Edition, you've then got a way of completing the cycle. So from lead to cash, you've got one application managing the whole thing. So acquiring leads, doing your campaigns, acquiring leads, and then once you've got a lead, going through qualification and negotiation, producing the sales quote from workbooks. Hopefully the client orders. We need to create purchase orders to suppliers. Maybe we deliver and fulfill the product. That can be tracked and managed through workbooks as well, and then through to invoicing. So one application managing the whole lot. Now we do have options for linking to other financial systems. So if you're using, for example, if you're using Sage 50, we do have options for linking to those as well. If you would prefer doing your billings in your existing financial system. Now, also we can track customer service. So very briefly, again, another dimension to workbooks, very customizable, but a way of tracking all the information you need to know about the customer service or problem, including deadlines. We can track SLAs, service level agreements. So, for example, if you have to respond within 2 working hours, that can be a rule that you put into workbooks, and it can be monitoring that situation and observing any breach of that SLA condition. It's a nice way of maintaining those service levels there. And of course, over time, you're building up a wonderful history, trends of these problems, types of problems, and solutions to those problems, thereby building up a knowledge base as well. Right, last slide before we dive into the demo proper. So putting your manager's hat on here, we've got a great tool for managing activity levels. How many leads are we getting? How many calls are we doing? How many meetings or client pitches are we doing? Opportunities, of course, the key part of any CRM system. So to answer those questions like what sales are coming in next month, next quarter, by type of product, probability, name a salesperson, and so on. There's a report writer in workbooks, and there's about 50 or so standard reports to get you started. You can create your own reports as well. They're nice looking reports. They help you see what's going on there with nice color formatting as well to bring your attention to key information. And complementary to that are dashboards in workbooks. So, for example, a bar graph or a pie chart summarizing some key information within your company as regards leads or sales activity levels, marketing, quotes outstanding, or whatever it might be. Okay, let's get into the demo proper, and 2 objectives here just to give you a basic understanding of what workbooks looks like, the interface if you like, and secondly, how easy is it to produce a sales quotation and send that to the customer. Now this morning I'm showing you workbooks in Chrome. This will work with any browser. It will work on your smartphone as well, your tablet. You have a slightly different layout for your smartphone. But here we are. We've just logged into workbooks, and what we see is the workbooks desktop. Now you'll recognize this. It looks like your Windows desktop with the start button down in the bottom left hand corner, and just to the right of that a handy search box. You can find anything in the system, a bit like a Google search if you like within workbooks. But from that start button and the start menu, now depending on your access levels you'll get to see all of this or just some of it. But here we are, we've got access to all of the important elements of the Workbooks CRM solution. With right at the top there, the people and organizations, the contacts and companies that you work with. Lower down, this is where we can see all of the activities we've got to do today. The emails that we've sent or have come over from some other system. If you're a support person, you'll be looking at your cases or tickets. If you're a salesperson or sales manager, you'll want to be looking at your outstanding sales opportunities, your outstanding quotes, What leads are on the go at the moment? What forecasts have I and my team got? If you're into marketing, you'll be living in this section, managing your marketing campaigns, products and services, sales leads, mailing lists, marketing information. If you're a financial person, here you are, this is where you can see all of your transactions. So workbooks can be anything, depending on your job role, this can all be tailored. Let me take you to organizations first of all. Let's just see an example record and see the sort of information that workbooks can create for us, and then we'll create a simple sales quotation. So if I click on organizations here, up comes what we call the organization's landing page, a bit like an Excel spreadsheet. Here we are. Do you see, we're just summarizing here row by row the companies that we've got in the system. You can decide what columns you see in this view. So I'm showing the main company name, the primary phone number, what type of business are they, where are they at, what country are they located, but you decide what columns you see there. Over on the left-hand side, in this view section here, this is where you can put people into groups. So if you suddenly wanted to see all of your prospects, you could click on this view, and that would show you, in this example, I've only got 3 prospects. So it's very easy to navigate your way around the system via those groups. Let me dive into a client's record here. So let's click on Atlantic Computer Services. Imagine this is a customer of ours, and up has popped another window here with some tabs running across the top. Initially we're on the main tab. Do you see top left corner, main tab? This is the key information about the company. Now this is pretty much what Workbooks gives you as standard. If you started using Workbooks right now, this is what you get. But you can change any of this, these labels. You can create your own fields. There can be different types of fields as well, text, numerical, checkboxes. You can search on this information. You can build reports on this information. You can do reporting on this information as well. So that's the main information, and then when you click on these tabs running across the top there, you're displaying more detailed information about this company or this organization. So we've got some general notes, handy little number there just to give an indication of the number of records lurking on that tab in that area, if you like. And here we can see a few notes, including any files, any documents or Excel spreadsheets or whatever that can be associated with that client. Activities are tasks, phone calls, meetings, whatever type of activity you have with your clients. This is where you'll see all of the activities relating to this company, whether you've done them or whether they're outstanding. There's a couple of activities down here that are in red, so these are outstanding activities. So Workbooks gives you a nice visual indication there in red of something that's overdue. And you can create new reminders up here, whatever it might be. Obviously, if you're using the Outlook or Exchange integration, you can create tasks in Outlook and it will transfer automatically to Workbooks and vice versa. A nice two-way link if you've got the integration with Outlook and Exchange. Emails here, emails that you've sent or received to the client. In fact, you can actually create new emails from Workbooks as well. If you've got standard emails that you want to send to a customer from time to time, you can create those email templates in Workbooks and quickly send them to the client. No need to use Outlook, a very simple way of quickly sending a standard email. Who are the people that we know at this company? There's 3 individuals there. We can dive into their records and see more information about them as a person and things we've done just with them and files relating to just them. And then opportunities. These are the major things that we are expecting or inquiries that we have on the go with this customer. Again, just summarized there. And if I click on any of these, you'll display, well, here we go, you'll display another window that's popped up here. This is more information about the opportunity. Again, this is very customizable. This is standard workbook stuff. And across the top, you've got those consistent tabs also notes, activities, emails, things specific just to this opportunity, just this inquiry. Let me just close this one down. There we are, standard little Windows thing, close that down. Cases are support issues, so anything that's on the go with this client, again summarized row by row, and you can click on those to pop up a window of that case to display more information. Let me just squeeze over here, and then lastly on the right hand side here, or second from last, we've got marketing campaigns. So what marketing events or marketing activities has this contact been on? So that's a general overview of the interface there. Looks a bit like Windows, very familiar look and feel, it's very fast, it's very easy to use. Now what I'd like to do is take you through briefly its sales quotation capability. So on this customer record there's a tab called Transactions. Basically this will display row by row all of the financial dealings you have with this customer, the quotes, the orders, the invoices, credit notes, or purchase orders relating to this customer. Now, there's various ways of creating a new sales quotation for this client. You could have done it from the opportunity screen, you could have done it from the start menu down here, but there is this, do you see here, top left hand corner, I can actually create a new quotation from here. And you could have different types of quotes as well. So this is the whole idea with this menu here. Maybe we're just supplying some merchandise or a general purpose customer quotation. So we might have a couple of screen layouts or quote layouts there that might be appropriate to that particular quote situation. Right, this window here, this screen here is displaying my draft quote. So this is where I'm now prompted for a quotation name. So let's type in here, new system, whatever it might be, something meaningful, because this is how we might in future search for it, and how we might share this information with the customer, and how we might report on it as well. So I'm going to now create this quote. And now I can, if I just scroll down to the bottom here, I now have the ability of adding in items and services to this quote. So basically in the top half of the screen, we've got the main information about the quote. So you've seen me type in a name, obviously the date there, who is the person responsible for this quote, it defaults to me, what opportunity does it relate to, who's the client, obviously in their address. This whole screen can be customized. We can also link it to a marketing campaign. So if this quote was generated by some kind of marketing activity or some response to a mailing, we could tie that in there, and that would then help us deliver that ROI information, which could be all important when you're looking at your marketing activities. So let's add in an item that we want to quote to this client. So within Workbooks we can store your product list, your price list, and that's what I'm calling up here. So I can just, in alphabetical order there, display all of the items that we're wanting to quote for, and then that's brought in all of the details of this item. Now these columns here, the product code if you like, a description, the price, quantity, extension, VAT information, you can customize this whole column display. You can insert new columns, you can create your own columns as well. They may not be necessarily what appears on the quote. Some of this may be for your eyes only. For example, we might want to display somewhere in here, let's go down, let's display the unit cost. Might be quite nice to see what the cost is. So I could, me as a user, I could display that unit cost information. Maybe I don't want it there. Oops. Maybe I don't want it there. I want it to drag it over. So we can actually move this information where we want to as well. So very simply, that's how you can select a product or service, and how you can also get workbooks to show you the information that you need to know about the items that you're quoting for. You can also add in ad hoc items, not necessarily from the built-in price list. Maybe there's a one-off item that you want to quote for. Again, you would just go through the same process of adding in the item and manually typing in the information. Once you're done, happy with what you've got, you then complete and save and finalize this quotation. So we'll just update that information, complete and save. And this turns this quotation from a draft quote into now a proper quote. There we are, quote number 37. We could make some final adjustments to this if we want to, but we're now ready to send the quote to the customer. So right at the top of the quote screen, you could, if you wanted to, as a little sanity check, just do a preview of what the quote looks like. And in this example here, I've got 4 different quotation layouts I might want to send to the customer. This one here, quote document, is pretty much the standard one that comes with workbooks, but this can be tweaked and changed for your requirements. So that's just previewed it here. So there we are. This is an example of a fairly basic customer quotation here, but this can be customized. So we have, for example, your company logo, top right corner, your contact details, top left corner, the client's information in that top third there, and then in the main body of the quote, we've got the actual details of these line items on that quotation. And in the layout, these templates that you define in workbooks, you can decide what columns you see. So you can see that the columns that are displayed here are very much different to how we saw them as a user in workbooks. So that's an example PDF copy of that quote. And then another nice feature, capability of workbooks, is to now send this quotation via email. So we can actually send the client the quote and email, attaching automatically the PDF quote to it. So this will pop up a standard send email, fill in the to, the actual subject line there, your message as well, send it, off it goes, all faithfully recorded in the client's record against the emails of this particular quote and customer. So a very quick and easy way there of creating quotations, and depending on whether you've got the business edition or not, you could then, as part of the customer journey, turn that quotation into an order or an invoice. And there's also an option for tracking customer contracts with workbooks. So in your business, do your customers have contracts with you? Do you need to maintain those? So that's, again, another dimension to the system, the ability to track those contracts and do quotes, renewal quotes against those contracts. Now I'm just going to close down all of those open windows there and just show you 1 or 2 extra things as regards standing back now and wanting to see all of the outstanding quotes on the go right now. Well, there's a few ways of doing this, but a simple way is to go up to your sales section here and go down to customer quotations, and this is where you can see all of the quotes outstanding right now. Again, a bit like the company organization landing page that we saw earlier, we're just displaying here a summary row by row of all of those quotes. You can customize these columns and move them around as you want to. And indeed, you can print out this information. If you have the security clearance, you can export this information as well. So there we are, just an example of the Workbooks interface and producing a quote, then reporting on all of your quotes there as a general, just to give you a general feel for the system. What I'd like to do now, just before I answer any of your questions, is just cover off the pricing of workbooks. So here's our two different editions, CRM edition and business edition. So you pay for workbooks annually based on the number of users you have. So this CRM edition, for example, is 228 per user per year plus VAT. There are some popular add-on options to workbooks. So for example, the Outlook connector allows you to share your emails and also your tasks, calendar, and contacts in a bi-directional way. There is also an Exchange integration option as well. So once we know your requirements, we can give you pricing on all of that. Actually, the Outlook integration is £48 per user per year. Finally, be realistic. What help do you need in getting your system up and running? And that's really, again, where my company comes in to assist you with any training or implementation help in getting the system up and running. If you don't have the time or the resources or the inclination, we can do the whole thing for you if you want us to. But once we need to really understand what your requirements are to then establish what things you might like to do and what things you may want us to do. And we can give you a price for that time and training element to really complete the overall solution for you, and all the ongoing support options as well. So we've come to the end of our presentation this morning. So it's just a brief overview of workbooks. I'm now ready to answer any of your questions, so please type those into the questions section of your meeting control panel and I'll do my best to answer those. So a question from Hugh: can you link with Xero? Yes, you can, via a popular third-party utility called Zapier, Zapier.com. If you go to that website, Zapier is a very popular utility, cloud application that allows you to link workbooks to hundreds of other systems, including Xero. So you could create the quote, for example, in workbooks and have that copied over into Xero without the need for rekeying any information. Hopefully that answers your question. Next question from Pam: do you pay extra for the number of records you have? Now, Workbooks is very scalable. If you mean the number of client records, okay, it's very scalable and very efficient at the way it stores information. You as an account, you as a customer, you get initially 10 gigabytes of storage space, so quite extensive storage space there. If you need to increase it, there's a small incremental fee to increase that storage space, but the records in workbooks take up a minute amount of space, so you should have no concerns with having the need to exceed that limit. So I think, Pam, have no concerns there over the number of records. Workbooks can maintain millions of records. It's a very efficient, very scalable solution. Right, I don't think there's any other questions coming through, so it just remains to me to wrap up this morning's call and to reiterate, if you do want a presentation, more one-to-one session, if we haven't done one already with you, please contact me. Or if you want to set up a trial of the system, there's a 30-day free trial, no credit card required. Just go to workbooks.com and fill in your details there, or we can do that for you. If you need any more information, we'd love to talk to you. My name again is Tim Wilmot, and the email address is tim@wizard-system.com. There's my phone number. But thanks very much for your interest so far and your time this morning. Bye-bye.